Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Elijah. Welcome to 85 Studios YouTube. It's a little windy out here. I wanted to show you guys something kind of neat. So it's a work in progress, and I don't know how well focused I am because I don't have a screen on the front of this $700 camera, but it is what it is. Okay, and it ain't what it ain't. Alright, so now I can play with the focus and see if we can get, let's change that over. Can we change that over? So we put up a fence. There we go. That's a little better. But yeah, we went ahead and started putting up a fence. And it's bright as hell out here. I can't see the screen. Why is it that even when you buy a genuine Canon camera for like 780 bucks, you still have flaws that prevent you from making a good video? This is ridiculous. I can't. Oh, and also, this is the Canon EOS. This is the 2000D, EOS 2000D. The problem with this camera in particular that I've found is, number one, it has a great picture, but the problem with it is no focus, no autofocus. The autofocus on it is if you press a button and it's in auto mode, it'll automatically focus, but it's noisy, so because it's got servos in it. And then there's no place to plug in a external microphone, so you don't get your lapel mic. Also, while the optics are great, you have a 30-minute, or actually it's less than 30 minutes, it's like 15 minutes or so, that you can record before it automatically shuts off, and then you have to manually push record again and make a new video. So I don't like that. Today I am not feeling well. My blood glucose is, well, it was either way too high or way too low. I'm not sure of which, but I ran out of test strips, so I had to literally go out on the bike with the, well, I took the helmet cam with me. I literally had to go out on the bike and go and get new test strips, and I almost wiped out like 2 or 3 times. So that wasn't fun. Police cars came out and they were speeding out of the police station, and I ended up having to pull over, and when I did, my judgment was a little bit off, so I almost hit the curb, which would have been detrimental to my health, even though I was wearing a helmet and my leather. But yeah, that wasn't fun. Wow, their catalytic converter smells like burning. Wow, what does this do? This is focus. Zoom. That's cool. But yeah, I'm alright. I'm doing okay today. Other than that, I love that bike. Manual focus. So, I built a fence, guys. I built this fence. This is some cattle fencing that I had laying around. I went and got these T-posts, and these T-posts, Troy would disagree, but they're visible in the dark and that kind of stuff, so you can kind of see them, the white on them. And then, of course, these landscaping lights. I had one of them actually burn out, and then I had them replace one for me, but they actually sent me two. This one, it had some issues with moisture. Moisture got into this part, into the interior. You can see it collecting on the lens when it was warmer, and so it just quit working. Same thing with my rope lights. I'm going to get a new controller for these because the controllers that they sent with those are actually supposed to be IP65, but they no longer work because they got rained on, which is ridiculous for IP65. If you say something's going to be waterproof in an advertisement, then let it be waterproof, not junk. So I'm going to try to find a different controller for it. It's just an RGB rope light, and then see if I can find a way to mount it onto the top of this fence, which this is a 4-foot fence right here, and then these poles are actually 4 foot, but I've got a 5-foot fence on this side, and then I'm going to lay down some plywood on these pallets and then just kind of make us a little area where we can have our lawn chairs, because the problem with these lawn chairs is that. So if you get those stuck in there and then you lean on them wrong, then they'll break the legs off of them because they're plastic. Truck still not shifting. Not sure what's going on with it. I haven't had time to take it apart yet. But I do know that there is a brand new speed sensor in the rear axle, and there's a circuit board up underneath the speedometer that will actually tell the computer, or tell the transmission when to shift. And so I'm thinking that there's an issue with that. This has been talked about on multiple forums, Ford forums. There is a circuit issue where the power conditioning circuits inside of the board will actually burn out if you jump start it, or if you go and well, say if you reverse the polarity of the battery or what have you. There's a diode in there that can protect the circuit, but if you jump start it and the voltage goes too high, there is something called a VRM inside of it, which actually will conduct more voltage to ground in the event that the voltage is too high, to level out the voltage level and make it it's an old style of regulation. We don't use that too often anymore, but in '96 they did, because they didn't have the traditional voltage regulators, or they were extremely expensive, that we have now for 5 volt, 12 volt, 6 volt, 9 volt, etc. So they started using these VRMs, which they just connect one to ground, that takes off the voltage by conducting more. As the voltage climbs higher, the VRM will conduct more. Now, I've heard numerous stories in forums about these VRMs burning out, taking out circuit traces, and as well as the diode that connects to it to prevent reverse polarity. Generally, it's the power conditioning portion of the circuit that goes, and you can actually replace a couple of components such as the VRM, the diode, and possibly the power conditioning capacitor, which is a large capacitor that's used to kind of filter out, it's a filter, used as a filter to keep the power from sounding dirty from the alternator, because when you have the alternator you have really dirty power. It's a lot of noise from the alternator coming through, and the engine, as well as spark plugs and that kind of stuff, which actually it does conduct through, but with the noise that's in the line, the speed sensor signal is getting distorted and made to be illegible by the transmission. The speedometer does work, so that's how I know it is working. Partially it is conducting, but it's conducting straight from the alternator and battery to the circuitry that's sensitive, and that's causing malfunction. So it will not shift out of first gear. So we've got the bike, and the bike it will actually handle what I need to do with it. I haven't been able to go get groceries because the truck's not running. Haven't been able to run any errands really, except for on the bike. And what I can carry on the bike is not nearly what I can carry in the truck. But I did manage to go and get my T-posts with the truck in first gear, but at 20 miles an hour I am at 1500 RPMs with a 460, so that's really bad. Yeah, anyway, other than that, turn this thing around. How you doing, guys? Just a quick update on what's going on with me, and I don't know if you can see me or how well you can see me. Let me make sure I'm in focus. There you go. Oh, there we go. All the way back. Yeah. So I had to check to make sure the red light's still flashing. But anyway, I will talk to you guys a little bit later. As far as that medical thing goes, still going in for more testing, and that's going to be, first we're doing blood work Monday, the 23rd, I believe, 23rd of May, 2022. We're going to find out what's going on with the blood, and then we're setting up other appointments for other things involving that particular medical situation and other particular medical situations. So it's kind of a nightmare, and I ask for your prayers in that regard, if you would please. I would really appreciate that. You may not realize it, but good thoughts and prayers actually do go a long way, even further than money and other things go. And also, there's a hole there. Oops. There's a deep hole there. Sinkhole. Our Rajon store, if you guys don't know, Rajon has closed, so now we have no merch. We're have to set up a new store if we want to sell merch, so that's a thing. If you guys know of a good merch store that you can recommend for us, let us know. Sorry, my camera shut off. I have no idea how long it had been going before it shut off. That's the thing about this camera. It doesn't give you any indication that it's shutting off. It just shuts off. So it's about maybe 30 minutes or so, something like that. So anyway, our merch store is no more. It used to be Rajon. Rajon, anybody that knows anything about Rajon, they made some mistakes, and they got shut down. I think it was, who were they going through? I'd have to get back with you on it if you really wanted to find out, but you can Google it, what happened to Rajon. Rajon made some mistakes, and they ended up getting shut down because they were allowing anybody and everybody to create any design that they wanted, and they basically were putting no restrictions on it whatsoever. And there were supposedly terrorist and hate organizations that were making things and selling them through Rajon instead of, you know, as opposed to normal people like YouTubers like myself and Troy Boy and, you know, anybody and everybody in the world that's a YouTuber that has good intentions. And so their website got shut down, and I think it was their payment processor that actually shut them down, if I remember right. I did a quick Google search on it. If I remember right, that's what happened. So now we have to make a new merch store so that we can sell our hoodies and t-shirts and hats and all that stuff for 85 Studios. That's all in the description as well. When I do create a new one, this is all me, I will go ahead and I will put the link to it in the description below. if you see a Rage On link in any of the descriptions of the videos, the older ones especially, that no longer exists. If you tap on that, it's not going to take you anywhere. So be aware of that. Rage On no longer exists. What else was I going to say to you? As far as that medical condition goes, I am going to be doing some testing. They're getting labs on the 23rd, Monday, and then we are doing a couple of other specialist doctors with upcoming appointments here within the next couple weeks. So, guys, I probably don't say this enough, but positive thoughts and prayers go a very long ways, further than money ever did, honestly. If you guys are not religious, send some positive vibes this way. I could really use your positivity and your vibes. And if you have faith in, then send out some prayers. I really appreciate you, because this is something that I don't have any control over and won't have any control over, and if it is what I think it is, or what they're saying it is, then this is going to be a hell of a ride. Yet still can't bring myself to talk about it on YouTube until I know more. Sorry about the wind noise, guys. It's probably really loud. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Positivity and prayers go a really long ways, even further than money ever thought about going, or anything like that. I'd just about sell anything I had to keep myself healthy and stay alive, if that's what it took. And that's no joke. Your life's the last thing you have to give, and if it comes down to it, life or death, you want to stay alive. I mean, something comes up your way that doesn't leave you with a choice, then I guess you either live or die. I mean, but honestly, I hope it doesn't come down to that. I hope it's not what they're saying that it is, because I kind of want to be alive for, the rest of my life, however long that is. I know I've been through some kind of rough times, and I've had some bad things happen to me, and even with depression, I'm over here saying I want to be alive, I want to stay alive, but I guess if it comes down to it, and God decides to take me from this earth, I guess I have no regrets. I've been a pretty decent person. I've always tried to be a good person all of my life, and try to do the right thing, try to help other people, my fellow man, and I guess, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't really have a choice anyway, right? Let's just hope I'm going to a better place than where I am now. Some peaceful meadow somewhere. Yeah, where they're playing hard, heavy metal music. Yeah, rocking out. But it's stressful. It really is. But I try to keep my mind off of it as much as I can, so that hopefully I can be more at peace and serene in my life, because whether you know it or not, anxiety and stress will actually kill you faster than anything else, other than being hit by a bus or shot or stabbed or whatever. Basically, stress is a killer, and so is anxiety. If you are anxious about something, you dwell on it all the time, then it's gonna start affecting your health, physically, mentally, and emotionally. At that point, you're gonna you're gonna start having issues. Oh, I just noticed I got fingerprints on my lens. That's not good, like a handprint. I don't know when that happened, but hopefully you guys can see me clearly and not fuzzy. Anyway, I have rambled on enough. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are, whenever you are, when you see this video. Take care, and peace be with you, and always be true to yourselves, because honestly, if you're not true to yourselves, no one else. You can't trust anybody else to be true to yourselves. If you're not true to yourself, then who will be? I'm Elijah for 85 Studios, and I'm out. Take care, guys.
To find your identity, it's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Stepping up, don't be turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong. You will never see me crack, and if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate, I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.